Alright. That's the stream up. It's a quick sort out. Just gotta send it to Logan 1 minute. Alright, here we go. The final day of the season. Moderation helps everyone feel safe to the YouTube. Does it really? Alright, here we go. It's got 14 at the moment. And a couple of teams that can still win a title. Considering what I'm, from what I'm seeing, CPI and Relentless can both still win the title from here. QRT went out of business, so they're not going to be able to show up, I don't think, anyway. X Esports can also, by miracle, pull something off. It'd have to take some absolute miracle for them to do that. But it's not impossible. Trying to very quickly go through and see who is and isn't driving for each one tonight. So, I see that Felix is driving for NLR, who, well, whilst mathematically not tailed off, it's almost impossible. You need all 20 for them to even stand a chance, but it's going to be Felix and Pep for them tonight. X is Guyton and that Wessel. That's how you say it. I don't know. I'm going to get absolutely bullied for butchering half these names, but if I do butcher a name and you're in the stream, do you feel like correcting me, please do. But how's everyone doing? How's everyone currently in the stream doing anyway? We've got a well, not that long before the final race of the season. The 25th was when we were meant to have this race, so this is technically true, I believe. Let's have a look at his Twitter. I should be fully acquainted with all this by now, but I'm not. Yeah. It's technically a four-way battle. Let's see if we can do this justice. Let's see if we're gonna get some drama today. Let's put it that way. So Rocco and Coxey are, yes, the Aston Martin. So Aston Martin is Relentless. They're looking for some, well, they're looking to get over the line realistically. Wait and see if they're able to do it. waiting. Well, a lot can change, I think, today. And Suzuka is usually a place where we get the odd spin, we get the odd mistake. At this high of a level, you might not expect it. But nonetheless, it can happen. I'm fully expecting this to go straight to form, but we will wait and see. Just trying to find everything that's going on. It looks like everyone that's going to be in the lobby is ready to go. So we're doing with 16. And, well, let's see if things are going to go Relentless's way. That's really the question. Alright. Here we go. We're loading into Suzuka now. We see that Ariel have put in, well, they've got both their guys in, putting the pressure on them to get over the line tonight. CPI also in the lobby as well. Andreas is driving. I don't see a second person. I just don't see them in the name anyway. But I'll know which one they are from when I see who is in what car. So let's put up all the original settings that I usually use. As per usual, we will follow the first guy out on his outlap and through his flying lap as well, provided he doesn't spin or crash or do any sort of weird stuff on his outlap. So it's Andreas and Voller looking to try and get CPI to jump above Relentless. X also has their two guys in it today as well. They still have a chance. It's a majorly outside chance, but there's a chance nonetheless. Looking at Asaka's Bell and Trocker today. Just getting through a couple of, just acquainting myself with every team's drivers all over again. Yeah, so NLR, the other one. So Felix and Pep, the other one that completes the four-way we'll have going. So who is first out on track is a Mercedes, and that means we are going to be following Felix round. Felix, one of the four-way battles, constructors-wise, 8-man battle, drivers-wise. Let's see if they can get, well, they would have to pull off a miracle. It would have to be one of the most impressive comebacks I've seen. I'm not entirely sure it's even possible from here. All I know for a fact is that Relentless, both the Aston Martins, would have to DNF outside of the points for this to even stand a chance for NLR. They still are in it, so let's not give up on the on that narrative just yet. I think they are like 40-something points back. 43 points back, and they need 44. Alright, here we go. Felix on his first lap down towards the first corner, the first couple of corners even. In the first sector, and the S's follow. It's in 5th gear, through 5th gear up to 6th. Sticks in 6th, drops to 5th through the first of the S's, and stays in 5th through the entire rest of the S's. And he got a yellow flag in sector 3. It's a pretty clean first sector there for Felix. Back up to 6th gear, through 7th, and heading into the first of the Ledsmans now. And Didn't look too shaky there, and looks like he's doing a pretty solid job up to this point. Heading down to the hairpin now. This is one where you have to get right, otherwise you can get otherwise the game is going to punish you a significant amount, especially on the exit. We've got Felix going into spoon curve now and keeping it pretty solid so far through 2. And heading down through into the 3rd sector now, and 150R. Oh, 30R even. I think I just got that wrong, balled that up, I apologize. It looked like Felix could have carried a little bit more speed through there, I think, but overall a solid lap. Goes for the chicane now, keeps it going, doesn't invalidate, now goes to the line. What is he setting? It's a 1:29.1. That might be an impressive time to beat, actually. And never mind. It looks like Guyton's just beaten that by half a second immediately, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Logan invalidated his lap. Let's see what Ariel are doing. It's Rocco. Guyton definitely has Japan time trial loaded up when he wakes up. Yeah, no, with a time like that, you might be right. You might definitely be right. It's incredible setting a time like that. Absolutely incredible. Still walking through a few people's time trials. Coxie's gone back into the pits. Let's see what Bert's doing to the line here. It's a 29.5. It's quicker than his teammate. SRL not having the greatest time in the world so far. What is Vessel doing? Vessel to the line now. Through the final corner. 28. 28.9 is a good lap. And X Esports are on fire right now. I guess it was all about not jumping the gun. Bear in mind, X is still one of the teams with that little bit of a hope of winning the championship here. And well, if you're on fire like you are right now, you might stand a chance come the end of this. Let's see what Pep is doing. NLR, another one of the 4 teams in there. Can we get some more Logan jokes? We might be able to get some more Logan jokes as we go through. We got yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. Probably not right now though. I see one of the Haasers pulling up to the side, and that is a invalidation for Pep, who's just gonna go to the pits anyway. I assume that's in lap for Sten. It is an in lap for Sten, and the Ferrari behind him. Going to the line now. Actually stays out. 27, 28, 29, 29.4 is enough for 5th. Who is the next to the line? It looks like Ivor is next to the line, but he's invalidated. Which means we are going to look at... I think Vessel's going to go to the pits here. Yep, Vessel is into the pits. Vert has invalidated lap. So let's have a look what we can do here. Well, Andreas is going to go to the line now. 27, 28, 28.7. Just about a 10.5 slower than Guyton, who's absolutely set a lap to beat so far. Who's just... Oh, Ivor span it. Never mind. There's the yellow flag in sector 1. Build now coming through. I think he's going into the pits. He is. Which means we are going to look at a Aston Martin lap. Rocco has set a lap, 29.1. Ever so slightly quicker than Felix. Not a great sign for NLR. Rocco also just backing off his teammate right now, who's actually going to do a lap. And we're actually going to watch it. We're going to watch one of the championship leaders do a lap around Japan. They just know... Any ex-driver in chat know what time Guyton was doing before, if he practiced before. That would have been nice to know. Because I have a funny feeling that 28.6 is not the best he can do. We're going to watch Ariel Coxey actually try and set a time. Hasn't done it so far in this session. Bearing in mind, Relentless need to get over the line, and they're not going to get over the line doing that. Ariel Coxey is... well, coxing up the chicanes there. The S's in sector 1 is not a great time for him. We're not going to watch Volo because Volo's on an out lap. Let's see where we can find other people doing times right now. PB is a 0.2. Jesus Christ. Oh, Felix obviously had a bit of a mess in that lap. We're maybe about to go for one here. Jake's just tracking his sleep. CPI doing 0.2 and 0.3. Jesus. Also, yeah. It looked like Coxey's having a perfect time. Oh, and Felix has done the same! Felix has done the exact same thing! The exact same place as Coxey! Into the wall, he's lost his entire front wing. Wow! Is anyone out on an actual lap right now? Felix definitely isn't. Also, that's an Aston Martin that's had an absolute... The Coxey races to pass time. The Aston Martin, yeah, it's Coxey again, who can't even do the pit lane right this time. Let's have a look at that. Let's watch a Vert lap. Chat is having a fun time right now. It's quite a good time. Oh, we got yellow flags all over the place. What is going on here? Yellow flag detector 1 and 3. Someone's having a bit of a nightmare. Let's see what Vert can do. First sector time needs to... Oh, into the wall! Oh, he saved it from being into the wall. That's incredibly fortunate. That's another one down. Volk is on a lap, yes. Volk is on a lap. Purple sector 1 by the game. I'm not entirely sure if it is. Volk is on a lap, so let's see what Volk can do. Guyton and Vessel are also on laps, I'm pretty sure. Also, if the ex-driver is in chat, if I am saying either guy's name wrong, please do correct me. I could get for a very long night if you don't. Let's see what Vol can do. He's gonna try and get a toe. Okay, let's see if Andres is able to execute the toe well. He's gonna get a toe into the third sector. Still gonna have it. Now he pulled off to the side. That's a very good slipstream there given by the teammate. Andreas and Volk working in perfect unison down to the line. Volk 28.6, and it's enough for provisional pole. Let's see if Guyton's going to be able to respond to that. Vol on a lap. That is a pretty good time. CPI putting up a show here. CPI and X, two of the teams in the championship fight, putting on a show. Ariel needs to get something sorted here because they are in danger of not getting over the line. Guyton looking for a response. Vol set the bar a little bit higher. Can he do it again? Guyton just shy of a 10th. It would be enough for pole right now. Guyton to the line. And he's gonna, well, is he gonna do it? 27, 28, 28.5. Just shy of a 10th, but it is enough to take back. Enough to take back provisional pole. And I think this you don't need no toes, fair enough, but we're gonna see Andres try and get a toe in reverse. It's a 2/10 advantage for Andres right now on his best lap. I think that might be enough. It would be 2,000ths of a second right now if he can get it round the final corner in time. It's not enough by 1,000th of a second. 1,000th of a second, and Guyton barely hangs on. What is Rocco doing? Rocco is going into the gravel, which basically trying to avoid his teammate as well. So that basically sums up everything we're seeing right now from Ariel, who is... I don't even know what Ariel is doing right now. As we see Logan tiptoe his way to the line. Jesus Christ, this is going to be one hell of a race. CL needs to, CPI, sorry. You got that all wrong. Logan goes into the pits. Guy in with a slip. Get Vessel to give him a slip then. Get some work together. Like, just do something. You're going to have to show off a little bit here. Logan going after his speed. Well, let's see if Coxie is actually about to set a lap. Let's hope. Ariel must have an internal pandemic because Rocco... Yeah, well, if he wants to do the races, then let the guy do the races. Also, it looked like Pep has invalidated that. And I think that's Rocco getting out of the way. Also, Ivar has no front wing. I'm not entirely sure how that's happened. Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure... I think Pep is actually going to go into the pits here. Would make sense. Down, I believe, is on a lap. Nope, he's going to be... He's on lap 2. Which means I think we are entirely back to square one as everyone sets up for the last round. So, quick once over on the standings. Relentless 187, CPI 164. 23-point gap. 23-point gap at the moment. CPI gonna have to do something special here, especially when they've got X to go against. Ariel knows that they technically don't need to do anything, but I also wouldn't be banking on these two going at, like, these other teams going at each other enough to stop the points from flowing in. So Ariel needs to make a move at some point. Rocco going 5th at the moment. Felix only, well, about a 10th back on Rocco, and here we go. Felix is on a lap for proper now. Also see, I believe that's a CPI car, the next in line on the straight here. Whoever gets pole will take the top. That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. I've seen plenty of people get this track horribly wrong for a corner and everything falls apart. Ariel do need to get something going. Rocco looking to put everything on the back of on his back here as we watch Felix try to take his position in qualifying. Felix going through the second sector now. The hairpin. It looks like he's doing a bit better. The yellow flag in sector 1 and through sector 2 as well, but for momentarily it's everyone's out on an outlap apart from Felix and Voller as well. It was Voller, the Alpine car that we saw. The problem is... Oh, that's a Ferrari moving out of the way. The problem for Voller is his slipstream is going to be marred by an Aston Martin. Here comes Felix with a purple by the game, but didn't see how quick he was going. Going through the chicane now, he needs at least... Well, he needs 6/10 of a second if he wants to compete. Down to the line, 28.9 is enough for 4th. It's not really enough to be competitive. Here comes another toe for Voller, who... It's not going to be as effective this time, I don't think, considering he realistically had to avoid an Aston Martin on the way down. He is a 10th up, though. That would be enough to put him on provisional pole with about 2 minutes, maybe even less than that left of the session. He comes around the final corner now. 26, 27, 28, 28, 5, 3, 6. It is an identical tie to Guyton, but identical is not good enough. Identical is not good enough at all here. Nick, I think, is on a lap. Identical ties between Voller and Guyton, and 1,000 further back is Andres. What is going on? And there goes Bell. Bell's out of the session. Let's see what Nick is going to be able to do here. Maybe he's actually going to put himself in a respectable time. as it's just constant yellow flags in Sector 1 for me, so I'm never even going to see the time. What he does, 28.9 actually, that's a pretty good time as we see the checkered flag come out now actually. So here we go, this is the last shot for people. Logan to the line, isn't going to be improving position by an awful lot, and he actually only goes 8. Felix is into the pits. Where's the next Alpha? Vert's next to the line. Felix is out the session. Vert, enough for 8th. Where's the Aston Martin? Coxey to the line now. We've got people going at each other. He's held up. The Alpine isn't going to be able to do anything because Coxey's held him up. 29.30 for Coxey, and Andres is being held badly by the Aston Martin, and a bit of mind games, a bit of sportsmanship maybe going on there. Vessel 0.3 of a second, that's just a blatant block. Vessel to the line, 28.7 is enough for 4th. Guyton knows he's done enough, even if it is by the skin of his teeth, until he goes better by a 10th. What a qualifying session that is. Guyton done enough. Everything is Guyton is kicking off now. That is not good by Coxey. That is just, you're on a 130, get out of the way. Oh, that is mind games if I have ever seen them. X on pole, X on 4th. And the 2 CPI drivers, 2nd and 3rd, albeit Andres definitely feeling a little bit hard done by. Ariel, I don't think that's legal. I think that is as a sportsmanship as they come. He's not had a good qualifying. He had to do something. He's blatantly got in the way. I am extremely interested to see how that one goes down in chat. Oh! If Andres was on a quicker lap, we didn't see it. If Andres was on a quicker lap going into the point where he caught up to Coxey, ouch! That might be pole stealing away from CPI, a team definitely closest to Ariel, and I'm pretty sure Coxey knew it. Oh, well, we haven't even hit the race yet and we've had drama. Ariel. Ariel blocking the sides of Andres and CPI. He was on a lap. But he was also 2 seconds slower on his lap. A lap he has already beaten. And it's raining. Well then. That was him on the limit. That's poor. Also, didn't he do a 129 low at one point, Coxey? Or something of that nature? Or was on the course for doing it, maybe. I don't know. I don't think that's... I think he has a lot to answer for. I'm just calling it as I see it. I'm just simply calling that as I see it. I'm meant to be down the line. That didn't look fair. I could be completely wrong. That's the reason why I'm a commentator and not a steward. Oh. And now we've got rain to add to it. Well, I hope these guys at the front have been doing their rain practice, because... Well then. Well then indeed. It's not going down well in chat. Well then. Oh, well, I am... If that's anything to go by, if that's the level of mind games we are going to get during this race, I am here for it. I am not condoning it, but I am more than here for it. We're not even going to get that many Logan jokes because I'm going to be too focused on CPI, X, and Ariel at this rate. I would include NLR in this, but NLR's qualifying was abysmal, so I think that might have put the nail in NLR's coffin, sorry. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're not doing yourself any favors there, Ryan. That's just going to tick off a lot more people than it's going to help. And I'm going to say that's not going to help your case. As we watch the formation lap happen, I am almost certain that the entire grid on the intermediate tyres. Yeah, the entire grid is in fact on the intermediate tyres. I don't know if it's going to be an entire race that we sit in the rain for, but either way, that makes mistakes more prevalent. Well then, I am more than here for this race. I hope we get a lot of drama. I hope we get a lot of drama. We did in Portugal, to be fair, apart from Mango and Flourish deciding that they didn't want an interesting race at the front. Well, let's see if let's hope qualifying is what we're going by here, because qualifying was one hell of a time. And we're waiting on the 20th man, 16th man, sorry, we didn't have 20 on the lobby, to actually go in. Here we go. I think that's 4 and 5 red lights. It's not going to give me a good camera angle, but it's lights out. Away we go. Who's got the better start? Vola's got the better start for sure, but can he get enough in the wet down to turn 1? And I think he has. I'm not getting a good camera angle of this at all. And I think Guyton's going to have to deal with both CPI drivers here. He has lost out to one. Vola hits the front. He's actually held the second one off pretty well. Nick versus Rocco, as Rocco gained a few positions off the start. Yellow flagged off the start as well, and that is Sten. Sten has gone off the track. I think Flourish has got past Bell, who is going against Ivor now. And loses that position as Q Vert versus Logan also happening. Logan takes that back as we head up the hill. And we got a bit of battling going on everywhere here, and a little bit of a collision there. Ariel versus the Ferrari, and it looked like George, a little bit of a contact there with Rocco, who's lost a position or two. Vessel lost a couple of positions off the start as well after starting 4th. Now sits himself in 7th as Rocco gets in front, and that's not good news for X, who's had an awful start to this race. Vola hits the front, Guyton drops the second, we've got Andres third, and I think at the moment that will be enough for CPI. They get toward the, well, they've got to hold on now and pray that Ariel doesn't start climbing the ranks. Coxie in 15th has to also get a move on, or pray for some spins. One of the two have to come true there. And here comes Trocker versus Vert again. These two side by side through the chicane, and I think Trocker getting a little bit in front. They're going to go side by side. Logan, well, just dropping a little bit back. I was going to make a joke there, but oh, they go send it down the inside, and they touch a little bit. They look clean as, well, clean as day there from Logan as he gets past Vert, and I don't think Vert was really expecting the send in the second corner. As the entire grid minus 10 now within the second gap of each other to the car in front. The real question is, how are we getting overtakes? And Bell's got off the track. Bell hits the back of the grid now. And that hands a position to Coxie. It's not going to do an awful lot, but it does hand a position to him. And I think Ariel are going to be reliant on mistakes here today. As we've got a three-way battle now between Vert, Felix and Trocker. Well, and Pep, I think. Actually, no, that's Flourish behind, actually. It's the wrong way. Albeit Felix now within a second of the Mercedes in front of him. Got a bit of a train going, but no real overtakes forming as of yet. Flourish, we know, is good in the rain. Mango not driving for CPI tonight, which may have been a little bit of an oversight if that goes haywire by the end of it. Here comes Flourish down the inside of Vert. And they come together, and Vert's going to pick up a 3-second time penalty for being pushed to the inside there. That might be a little bit unfair on the track limit front, but Mango Denelaro, oh, with that change, that's where he was CPI at on 1 point. Either that or I'm going insane. One of the two. Either way, it's an oversight of the team that didn't play it, that did field him today. Pretty sure at 1 point, I don't know whether it was a long time ago or whatever, when I was commentating on it, probably he had CPI his name, but I could be going very... Yeah, he was before. Alright, at least I'm not going that insane. We got a yellow flag. I think that's Ivor. Yeah, it is. Ivor's gone off. RDR, well, not doing too well here. Ivor to the back of the grid. Bell picks up another 3 seconds. No, never mind. That's his first 3 seconds. I thought it was Vert that picked up another 3 seconds, but it wasn't. That is my bad. And Nick is closing in on Andreas, who is not... He only joined DLR a few weeks ago. That explained it. That explained it. Okay, he was in France at CPI. That makes a lot of sense. Not France, Portugal, the last one I commentated. Okay, I'm not losing my mind. Vessel has to go after Ariel here. Has to. X is still fighting alongside CPI, and Guyton can't do it alone, so as much as he's going to try, he can't do it alone. He was probably hoping for the dry Guyton, and Vessel probably was hoping for that too. Pep in 8th right now. He's going to make a few overtakes himself. George and Nick, IRT and Ferrari throwing in a little bit of a spanner in the works here, I think. Especially when they realise that the guys behind them are all in the championship fight. Voller is, yeah, no, that's fair, that's fair. Especially off what I've seen to him, but so far, and Vessel almost got that all wrong, and that was almost CPI versus Ariel. It looked like X was just about to dig its own grave there. Here comes Pep taking advantage of Vessel's mistake, and Vessel still there. Contact all the way through the exit of the hairpin. And I think Pep might have him here. And they're going to touch again. It's wheel to wheel. It's wheel to wheel. A little bit of a tap, and he sent the Mercedes, which has managed to save it and got the position as well on Vessel. That's pretty well done by Pep. But they have allowed Logan closer than he's allowed to a school, to a school anyway. He's the people guy. God damn it. Guyton's, well, okay, never mind. The Volkswagen is a goated name. Also, I need to quickly get up the point scoring here, because I need to figure out what the actual points you get for each position, unless it is F1 scoring, and I'm not entirely sure if it is. Here comes, well, Bill spun it round again. Bill, yeah, that might be race over for you, mate. And Felix also had a problem as well. And Sten closing in on Coxey. Here comes Sten. The Ariel, the last thing Ariel can do right now is lose positions. The more they lose with... Oh, yellow flag in sector 1. I feel the tide, but it is, and he's somehow managed to keep his front wing up the hill. We got spins coming all over the place. We got Vessel versus Pep again. And it looked like they're actually going to go after Rocco. They've both caught up to the Ariel. Lad in 6th position again. Yellow flag in sector 2. We've got a problem. I think this time it's Bell. Again, yeah, it's Bell who's racing over. Absolutely well and truly over now. Here comes Pep on Vessel. ASAC driver is a joke. Well, the other one's got a restraining order against the school, so, you know, that's probably right. And they're French, so here's what it is. You can't go on. Wow, okay. Well, he has gone out on hard, so I guess he's trying to bring something out. What is the scoring? That's the real question. I need to figure out what the scoring is for this, for the league. It's been a while. Here comes Pep versus Rocco. Pep on the outside, doing a number until he's been spun, and he's been spun by the Ariel lad. Rocco, albeit inadvertent, is, well then, NLR, well, that's definitely the nail in NLR's coffin. Vessel picking up 3 seconds, not going to help them either. Rocco to the inside, the back wheel of Pep. Just enough to spin him round, and realistically enough to kill the Mercedes chance. That makes it a realistic, well, it's definitely a 3-horse race now. And Vessel's time penalty means that he's got to put in a shift and a half just to give Exeter a little bit of a hope. And, well, right now, it doesn't look like they're executing very well on that hope. Bearing in mind, CPI, the one that can, well, that can catch Ariel the most. Rocco doing a bit of a dent on NLR's hopes. It also held him position in 7th. I'm not sure that's enough. The yellow flag as well. He's on softs now, Bell, who's, I think, is about to join 2 laps down. And, well then. That is, well, that's the first piece of drama, I think. Well, second, should I say, after qualifying. This Haas guy is unbelievable. Well, somebody needs to get him to retire, because his race is already over. Either way, yellow flag in sector 1. Not entirely sure what's caused that. He's spun again, Bill. And Sten's got a problem as well. Ivor's got a bit of a problem in sector 1, and we are just seeing yellow flags pop up left, right, and centre. Look at that. All over the place. He's trialing for, well, I don't think he will be much longer. We've got yellow flags in sector 2 to Haas again. As we watch people, well, we've got a few battles going on. Rocco, we've got a few battles going on, and I think Trocker versus Rocco, and there you go, Bell is finally out of the session. Yeah, he has retired in the pits. He is going to end his misery, but not able to get past. Wait, are we brought out a safety car? He hasn't retired in the pits, he retired down beside 130R. It's a safety car. Wow! I thought he got round to the pits. I didn't see that he had actually retired at 130R. He's out. And that is a safety car. Well then. I'm pretty sure he probably should have been disqualified by like about 10 years ago. But I guess that's another one. Another twist in the tail. Especially if it turns out to start heading in a dry direction now. Doesn't look like it though. That looks like it's a lot of rain. Yeah, you might have a fun time on reports. Also, Rishi, can you quickly send me how the points totaled work in this league, just so I know how much CPI actually, like the position CPI need to end? Unless somebody wants to go and do the maths for me. That would be also greatly appreciated. Well, we're watching the safety car. In a race definitely not short of spins. That's for sure. Not short on spins, it's not short on action either. I hope you have. Wow. Well then. Also, there's pits for Rocco and for Pep. They both go into a new set of intermediate tyres. I'm not entirely sure what the use in that is, but I'm pretty sure that means that we're not going to be calming down in terms of the rain anytime soon. Well then, we go into on lap 9, go into lap 10, with Voller in the lead, Guyton in second, and well, he needs some help from his teammate, and he needs it quick. Andre's third, Nick fourth, George fifth. Nick has put up a pretty good show for himself so far. He's definitely not the class of the front three, but he's definitely put up a good show. George as well, and possibly seen as a couple of people possibly seen as underdogs before this. But either way, putting up a decent showing. Vessel probably going to jump. Ariel need a win for solidification. Well, that isn't happening. So what is realistically the best they're going to hope for is probably 6th at this rate. So if they end 6th, what happens? For example, if 6th and 10th, what happens, Rishi? That's what I want to know. Because I don't think that's enough. I don't believe that's enough. I think that would be a CPI win, wouldn't it? If it ended front 3 as it was, obviously. I don't know. I don't think this is the last safety car we're seeing somehow. Rocco's pit again onto the medium tyres. What is... Okay. P2 and a P4. Okay. Well, Jinx, well done. You managed to jinx somebody else. Felix onto medium tyres. We surely must be going into like a slick period at some point in the near future. Like slick tyres for no reason. There has to be a shift in the weather coming up. Oh, what has Guyton done there? Save. Almost bottled down to the safety car, almost handing CPI the easiest championship they could have hoped for today anyway. The easiest championship scenario they could have hoped for. We should be going in this lap, high bar span and allow Felix to go by, which very clearly showed that it is not a slick track, but then again, I didn't need to tell you that because it's blatantly obvious. Okay, what am I watching? What? You know when I said this wasn't, I wasn't entirely sure when I said this wasn't going to be the last safety car. I'm now 100% sure that this isn't going to be the last safety car. We should be coming in on this lap, because I'm pretty sure this is lap 3 under the safety car. We aren't coming in this lap, so we're going to go one more. Which certainly means this lap it would be the final one under safety car conditions. Which means we are going race again on lap 12. And right now, it's been pretty clean. It's been pretty plain sailing for CPI. I don't think they could have asked for much more if they tried. The only way this gets better for CPI is for Guyton to screw up, and I don't think that's going to happen. It is interesting. If Coxie, stays P10, this is more than enough for you guys. More than enough. And unless this is going to go dry anytime soon, I don't think Rocco's mediums are going to help him. I don't see it going dry. It's still raining. It's got lighter, but it is still raining. That might be a gamble that wasn't worth it. Also, Sten, I see Sten there trying to overtake Rocco on the safety car. Probably not the smartest choice. You just need a win or a P3 and a P4. So Vola right now is it wrapped up, provided it stays as it is with Ariel. Vola is Vola has done pretty well up to this point. Safety cars in this lap, right? The track does not look... What are you looking at? What? Rishi, what are you looking at? That is... What? In what world is that a dry track? I'm sorry, that is not a dry track. Rishi, it's still raining. And here we go again, and I think he's caught Guyton out a little bit here, but he's also caught Andres out. I don't think that was great communication between the two Alpines. And Andres now having to deal with Nick rather than go after Guyton and try and put a dent in X's chances. Rishi, that's the worst one I've seen so far. This track is not even close to dry. But yeah, Guyton 6/10 back from Vola now. Vola executed that safety car restart to perfection. Might have to do a edit to the middle of this where we go after the safety car restart and put in the Specsavers ad for just for Rishi's sake. Also, just have Benny Hill theme playing about Bell's drive. But yeah, Andres did not get the safety car right at all. And whether or not he just missed it entirely or Vola just didn't give him a heads up, either way, that's not a good safety car restart for Andres. You got to be a bit more on the same page than that. Especially if Guyton was able to get... If Guyton is able to get past Vola at any point here, Andres is going to be possibly ruin the day that ruin the mistake that they just didn't get at any point. Andres has got in, so here we go. Pit for Trocker, pit for Andres. The track is starting to dry up now, Rishi. It's almost like you were 2 laps too early. The track is starting to dry up now. It's stopped raining. Here comes Coxie versus Pep. Rocco actually had a decent shot now. No, no. When you told us it was still raining. When you told us it was still raining. It has just subsequently got dry 2 laps later. You are not getting the credit for that. No, it's dry enough for slicks now. It is starting to get to that point. Flourish also trying to get a push up against Vert. People are taking gambles. I don't think Andres needed to. Definitely didn't need to take the gamble so early, but he's gone in nonetheless. Vessel against George is something that could happen in the meantime. Andres is behind Felix by 10 seconds. Rocco is in a hugely, he's in a massive position now. I thought he went too early because he went under the safety car, but maybe I was wrong. In comes Vola, in comes Guyton, and I think the rest are going to follow him. Nick's going to stay out though. Rocco's going to be leading. Peyton got a punch from Rocco, might know. Yeah, no, that's entirely true. Pep stayed out as well. Come on, Rishi, what are you doing? Yeah, here we go. Well, Rocco's out. Rocco now has net lead of the race from NLR. Directly behind him, Felix needs to have a go at him now. And all of a sudden, Rocco, bearing in mind, Rocco might have a penalty in his direction because of the spin of Felix earlier on in the race. It's not impossible. It isn't impossible for NLR. It's hanging on by the smallest of threads, and it almost certainly needs Rocco to spin. But it is still there. It can still happen. Vert and Flourish get out in front of Vessel. Vessel's dropped a few places. Also has a 3-second time penalty, so his... Oh, something's happened here! The car might have just got even worse. George lost the position of Vert. Andres now 4 seconds off of where Guyton is, and all over the place. DRS has now been enabled. Guyton shows up. Rocco also just set the fastest lap and hits the front of the race. Felix also there and thereabouts. And all of a sudden, Bell's safety car has just turned this race on its head. Yellow flag in sector 3, caught by Ivor. And Pep's dropping all the way down. Nick out in front of Andres now, and Nick is up to third, well, up to fifth, sorry. I forgot that the Felix and Rocco don't have to pit again. Vessel 10th, that's not enough for X Esports. That is definitely not enough. He's got to pick up the pace. Guyton is definitely not able to do this one alone as much as the poor soul has tried. He's put up one hell of a showing. Vol also trying to do the job, and right now everything's changed in REL. Has just put themselves in the driver's seat for the championship. Rocco may have put on a masterclass in pit strategy. This may be an absolute masterclass. However, he's only 3.5 seconds. Well, 3.5. Felix is 3.5 seconds clear of Vola. And Vola is by far the quicker man out of all three of these drivers, and it's about 0.3 of a second, if not more, a lap in it as well, as 0.3 of a second pretty much on the dot posted there. So can Vola and Guyton actually do it here? Can they close this gap back in? It's been very, very close between the two all day. Now they find themselves in the unexpected position of actually having to chase down Someone else, yeah. It's a bit of an anticlimax because of the penalty. The safety car, ASAC just completely killing it. But yeah, there's drama number 3. The twist of the tail. The regular DNF, yeah. The twist in the tail there. Just not one that X or CPI would have wanted. It's one where ASAC has realistically shot them in the foot. We still have 11 laps of this race to go. What happened if Rocco was to end second, out of curiosity, Rishi? If Volo was able to catch them and win this race, what happens? Because he is catching quite quickly. It's about 0.6 of a lap on the 2 in front. He has 10 laps and he can do that very easily. Also, just a case of whether or not how quickly Felix rolls over. Felix losing 0.4 of a second every corner they go for at the moment. Volo is on fire right now. He hasn't gained the time on Rocco. Here comes George and Flourish. Mark Andres has to... You don't think the tide of the 2 will last? Well, I think Felix and Rocco are hoping you're wrong. It's... Oh, here comes Flourish to the inside. A bit of contact. I'm not entirely sure that was cleared. And here comes Vessel on the inside now. Picking up the scraps of the battle between Flourish and George, and picks it up very well. George drops a couple of positions as a result. Vessel not doing X any favours whatsoever. The 3-second time penalty is going to give that position and multiple others back. And quite frankly, he's not in a position that helps X do anything. And it's 1.7 seconds now. 1.4 seconds. Sector 1 safety car, not safety car, but spin there for Ivor. You're in lap 23, 24 puncture territory. Well, some people may get lucky. It's whether or not, well, they've clearly wanted to roll the dice. It's not down to them anymore. It's down to whether or not the tires are going to last. And there goes Sten in turn 2, and that might bring out another one. It is going to bring out another one. Oh my god. Oh, there's another one. There's another twist of the tail, and that's the 4th piece of drama so far. Sten crashes out, and well, there's the opportunity for Rocco and Felix to pin if they want it. If they want it, they can go to new set of tyres. If they don't want it, their safety car's going to drag those tyres. Well, puncture territory is now going to be 26, 27. And that is a battle I much rather have if I'm Rocco and Felix. Oh, that is... It's one blow after another right now for CPI, and... Well then, there's Sten causing another safety car. Bill and Sten both causing safety cars and put dents in CPI's hopes of turning the upset. It also gives Andres a momentary chance to, well, get himself together, because it's Rocco and Felix pit. Oh, okay, well, we know Volo and Guyton are going to the end. And it all changes again. Rocco, if I'm Rocco and Felix, I'm not sure I pit there. I think I chance it. I think you have to chance it. These guys don't have to pit again. You had to stay out. The safety car would bring you your tyres into puncture territory, and maybe 25 at the earliest. If we go on the later stage of Jinx's comment earlier and say 24 originally, there's maybe 26, even 27, if it's a 3-lap safety car. I think that's a bad idea. I think Rocco may have just balled this. I think Rocco owed it to himself to stay out and hold out for as long as he physically could. Bearing in mind, Ariel, I think a second would do it. Andres has had a nightmare so far. I think a second would have done it. He wasn't going to get caught by Felix. I don't know if Andres has damage or not. I don't understand. If not, that might be one of the worst safety car restarts I've seen from a driver, especially of this level. It would have been an excruciatingly poor safety car restart if he didn't actually get it right. If he doesn't have damage. I don't know if they had to. I don't know if they had to. I don't think they did. Of course, I'm just basing it off what Jinx has put in the chat. If what Jinx has said is true, and they go 23-24, the safety car would bring it, because we're going to go 3 laps. Ivor's not caught up to the end. I don't know. I don't know if they would have. I think Bol and Gaian would have. I don't know if the rest would have had the ability to. Rocco is no donkey. I can tell that. I think he didn't. I don't think he needed a pit. If it comes out and they end up winning the championship, I'm gonna look like an absolute idiot. But I guess that's the whole point of me being on comms. That's. But as of right now, I think he had to chance it. I would chance it in that position. If I get punched on lap 27, then it is what it is. I don't know. It was obvious no one else was going to pit. I'm pretty sure they could have got someone, someone watching the stream or something, if there is anyone from Ariel at the moment watching this stream. Surely they would have given them the information that nobody else was going to pit. I can't see why that would be the reason. That they thought someone else might take the bait. Because if that's the reason, then it's an extremely poor choice to pit. But I don't know. That could come back to him. That could really come back to bite him. Logan on softs, yeah. You know why Logan's soft? It's because this stadium's nowhere near a school. Sorry, I had to make one more joke. What is wrong? What's going on with Rocco? What's going on with Rocco? What happened to Rocco? Rocco's just dropped a few positions again. We've gone one more. Rocco's just dropped a couple. That's... Yeah. You can't make that mistake. You cannot make that mistake. That's a... Under the safety car? That's a bad mistake to make. Rookie error, I think that we call that. Yeah, that basically absolutely solidifies that I was right in terms of he should not have pit. What's happened here? Rocco and Diamond going at it. Why are they called it? What is going on here? Collisions between the two of them. That is one hand there. You're right. The only way the hand comes off this title now is for Vol and Gaitan to come together, and, well, if that happens, I might lose my goddamn mind. If Vol and Gaitan come together, oh, that would be one hell of a way to end the season. Don't speak it into existence. No, I want the drama. I want the drama. Maybe Andres might actually have to do something by that point. Here we go. All over again. The safety car restart was great by Vol last time. This time, not so good. He has not caught Gaitan sleeping this time. Gaitan's got to run. Can he get it close enough? He isn't going to be able to get it close. She need a new commentator next season. No. I think I might be around more often next season, actually. It depends where I put in tiers. In a different league. Gaitan, 4/10 of a second at the moment. He's just lost a tenth or two through the S's. Vol having an excellent first sector. And right now, with about 5 or 6 laps left of this race to go, CPI one hand on the title. Ariel balling away. A pit and a mistake. Well, when you make one mistake, it's usually compounded by multiple others, and Rocco's finding that out the hard way. Pep versus Vessel. Vessel's gone round. I think Coxie's gone round as well, and ouch. Coxie's gone round. Rocco's got a couple of positions. Vessel to 14th, and that is the final nail in the coffin of X. Well, it will be, provided that Gaitan doesn't end up winning the race somehow. Vol ends up spinning. Pep getting out of the way of Felix as NLR tried to make something work at the end here. Logan up to 10th, Rocco up to 11th. Rocco's got to make his way back. X and NLR are gone, yeah, pretty much. Here comes Pep, who goes into the pits. And NLR, that is the final nail in the coffin of NLR's trophy hopes. It's, I think, best, well, Pep's out, but he's in the pit, so you aren't getting the last-ditch safety car. A couple other guys needed that. Well, CPI would have absolutely adored a safety car right now. A safety car would have been incredible for them. It would have got them to the line, or there and thereabouts. 8/10 to a second for between Vol and Gaitan now. And all of a sudden, all the chances are draining away. And right now, with about 4 or 5 to go, it's all firmly in the hands of CPI. It's in their hands. Will they screw it up? And if I'm Vola now, I'm not even trying to go quick. I'm just trying to get to the line. I know what I've done. I know I've done enough. I don't even think it needs to. I don't even think it's necessary for hammer time. Second would be enough if Andre's in 5th. Well, in 4th even. Here comes Felix and George going at each other. A little bit deep there for George, and Felix goes on by. Rocco up to 9th now. Rocco needs about 3 or 4 more positions at the very least, just to make this a competition. And no pressure, Rocco. Your fate is now in the hands of Vol and in the hands of Andres. One of those two has to fuck up. And they've got increasingly little time to do it. Is there one last twist in the tail? Gaitan's closing it a little bit, but not enough for it to make any real difference. There is a yellow flag in Sector 1. But Ivor's not putting the wall. There's no safety car coming out at the end. Rocco might be about to make a move here. On George, 8th. Isn't anywhere near enough. This is the most entertainment I've had on this game. Glad this race and Neon Cons could produce it for you. Rocco. Oh, there's the position for Rocco. Up to 8th go Rocco. He needs to get up towards Felix and Flourish now. Bearing in mind, Andres right now in 4th. Vol. Being an absolute mushy pea. I need to use that as an insult more often. An absolute mushy pea. That is a sentence. I need that in the press room afterwards. Despite Beal being an oh, Rocco picks up 3 seconds, and that is the nail in the coffin. It is entirely out of Rocco's hands now. It's entirely out of his hands. There's an incident there between Vessel and between Ivor. There's no wall involved. And all of a sudden, it's out. Oh, and there's 3 for Felix. Okay, well, Rocco can still get 7th, apparently. It's with 2.5 left to go. They're going to need a puncher. Vol has this he's got it incredibly under his control right now. It doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be hammer time. It doesn't even need to be a win for Vol at this point. He just needs to get that Alpine over the line and he's done a good enough job. Rocco and Cox, he's not doing anywhere near enough to drag it over the line for Ariel. They've suffered the consequences. And, well, on lap 26 or 27, is he starting to falter? Can the leader, and now the championship leader as well, get this car over the line? He's got 1.5 laps to left to keep this on the tarmac. And then another spectacular race in Japan is in the box. 0.8 of a second. Guyton has done his all. He's just been done by the lack of help from his teammate. Guyton has done everything he physically could have. It was just not enough on the day. It's out of his hands. It's out of Rocco's hands. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1, but it can't bring out a safety car because it's too late in the race. And after all, it's in just the Alpine's hands. He has to get to the line. He has to get through one more lap. There you go, he's out of ERS. He doesn't have the DRS. He doesn't need it. He's got one more to go. If he spins, he loses the title. It is as simple as that. It's all down to the Norwegian and 1 lap of Japan. Can he get this to the line? It's been dramatic. We've had 4 twists in the tail, including one in qualifying. Rocco also has a penalty coming his way for the spin on Felix. And after all this, they replaced Mango mid-season. They brought him in as a replacement. And is he about to win him a title? CPI has 1/2 of the lap of Japan separating them from 2 hands on the title. Through spoons, and that's 1 corner less. The Alpine down the straight. All the way down the straight now. The AlphaTauri behind is not a problem anymore. The DRS is not a factor. He has 3 more corners to go. Down towards the chicane, 3 seconds for Trocker. Voller to the line. Voller's got through the chicane. He's not spun yet. Through the final corner, he's not spun at all. And he's got to the line, and CPI have done it. Voller wins in Japan. CPI, the upset, have won the championship in the end. They've only gone and done it. After all that, Ariel not able to bring it over the line. CPI makes them pay. And it's all in the hands of the Norwegian. He had put on one hell of a show. Signed the replacement to an absolutely incredible driver that left him earlier in the season. And he has put on a clinic. He has done everything he physically could have. Rocco gets the game driver of the day. Volo definitely gets my driver of the day. Absolute masterclass. And CPI gets it over the line. The upset win. And they've done enough. Andres there and thereabouts in the end as well. He was doing incredible until the safety car, the original safety car, basically dented anything he had in hopes of helping him over the line. And it's done. Voller comes up clutch when CPI needed him. It's been an incredible race. Guyton, no problem on him. He has put on a show as well. He gave it everything he possibly could have. He needed more help from Vessel in the end, didn't get it. Norwegian wins the race. I might see if I could do post-race interviews here. Let's see if anyone's up for doing it. What a race. CPI from all the way back. Admittedly, even I, after Portugal, which was last race I commentated, had written them off. Well, provided any sort of incidents hadn't come awry. I think they've done it. I think they have gone over the line. If what Rishi has told me is true, CPI has absolutely clutched it right at the end. And when they needed him most, Voller has gone and done it. What an absolute final day. Do I have the ability to add the actual teams? Should. It's not letting me add the teams. That's unfortunate. Is it Iva? I don't know the Discord tag to these guys. That's my problem. Let's see if we can do this very quickly, because if not, then... After all of that... That was one hell of an end to the season. What? How did? This is my problem. I don't know the actual tags. Well, I can't tag them, so I don't think on the card. I'll get that sorted for next time. We'll do post-race interviews through the season next season. Hopefully we get a just as dramatic season. But oh my god. What a race. What an end to the season. And with that, I bid everyone farewell. CPI are going to have a night tonight, that's for sure. I've enjoyed myself. Hopefully you guys did too. In a bit.